part of what we do is try to lay out all the options and give you the pros and cons of each and let you decide. And sometimes, by the way, it's a mixture of both.
What about when it comes to how people can actually implement this into their wealth building strategies? How do you advise people, to take this great concept, but actually put it into action in a strategic fashion?
It's a great question. So first, it starts with your vision for what you're doing for your wealth. So I might talk to maybe the multifamily syndicator today who is exiting out of GP positions, and they're looking at not doing 1031 exchanges for a number of reasons. And they're looking at a huge capital gains tax, yet they want to roll it into their next few deals. And so we've done a number of deals. Here's one of them with a gentleman named David. He's a client of ours, and he did a $33 million exit out of Las Vegas. This is his fifth sale with us. They've done over 120 million. And for the longest time, they would not do 1031 exchanges for a number of reasons, but they would just all pay their tax. And so what they found themselves doing is giving up 25 to 50% on every exit. And so if you think about the ROI for them to build their wealth, they said, why don't I defer an extra 25 to 50%, which then I can put into my next deal. And then likewise, they passed it to one of their LPs, and one of their LPs did the same thing with their big position of about 3 million out of this exit. And so it start thinking about tax flow is the biggest strategy. Most of us just think about cash flow, and cash flow is super important, but I'm here to tell you that it's not about cash flow anymore. It's about tax flow. Okay. Now, of course, it's always about cash flow. And of course, it's always been about some tax mitigation. But guess what? The government has a spending problem, which means you and me have a tax problem, right? They're over 32 trillion, I think now. And it's a massive amount of tax that needs to be either, raised through economy and jobs, or they're going to raise taxes on the wealthier, right? And that's going to try to pay for this stuff. But all that being said, we've got to focus on have a tax flow mindset and look at what's actually happening on all of these exits. The other part would be someone who's selling a primary home. They feel real estate rich and they feel cash flow poor. And they have all of their equity in this house. Look, we sold an $8 million deal in Palo Alto. And this was his retirement plan. His 6 kids were gone. So for him, he felt trapped in his house because had he sold, paid off debt, paid tax, he'd left with nothing. But instead he can sell, defer the tax, pay off his debt. And now he can put it into a diversified portfolio and get cash flow coming in. So it access that freedom for him. It's location freedom, time freedom, retirement freedom. All of those things kind of put together start to unlock transformation. So what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? What's the product or strategy to get you there? And what's the team to help you get you there? Those are all the reasons why you might choose a deferred sales trust, or it could be a 1031 exchange or some cost seg or a Delaware statutory trust. Our goal and part of what we do is try to lay out all the options and give you the pros and cons of each and let you decide. And sometimes, by the way, it's a mixture of both. If people have what's called a debt over basis challenge, we're using a partial Delaware 1031 to replace that debt over basis, and the rest of it can go into the deferred sales trust. Sometimes it's the partnerships that want to separate, and we have each of them do their own deferred sales trust, or some of them do a partial 1031. But having the team of professionals that have gone through this and have done this and really having a clear vision for what you're trying to do will help you to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve.
Great. Very insightful answer. Certainly appreciate it.